There are a ton of platforms you can play Minecraft on, with Bedrock Edition being able to play on almost every single device, from mobile to consoles, laptops, and even super powerful desktops, with desktops typically being the easiest for most players. And for the speedrunning community, most players want a super high-end device for things like render distance, frame rate, and dealing with lag, so that's why people decide to run PCs and laptops for speedrunning. But that's not to say consoles and mobile devices have a disadvantage. And a player named Mouse was one of the first players to prove this, beating the former world record by minutes just on his PS4. And this world record stood for almost a year until ENG, a mobile speedrunner, beat that world record by over 30 seconds, which made him have the fastest Bedrock Edition speedrun, and it was just on his iPad. Meanwhile, a Bedrock speedrunner on the PC version, who goes by Kiwi hadn't got the Bedrock Edition world record yet, despite their hours of grinding each day. They had held the PC world record for over 5 months, beating it numerous times, one time by less than a second, but that was until the 31st of October, where Kiwi managed to beat their own world record of 13 minutes and 32 seconds and get a time of 11 minutes and 20 seconds, shattering their own world record by over 2 minutes and the Bedrock Edition world record itself by over a whole entire minute. Before I get into the 11 minute and 20 second world record speedrun, I want to go over some events and some other speedruns that he had leading him up to getting this world record, starting with his 13 minute and 35 second world record. Kiwi spawns into the world and sees a nearby village and decides to play out the run, since there is a pretty high chance that the stronghold was underneath the village due to the fact that the coordinates were really good for strongholds to generate in. They then decide to go get some wood so they can craft a pickaxe, digging down and getting some stone so they can craft their tools, then getting a little bit more wood, and then heading over to the village, getting things like hay bales for food, beds to one-cycle the dragon, and iron from the iron golem. They dig down underneath the village since they believe there might be a stronghold beneath that village, which there is, and they end up digging into the stronghold and then search around the stronghold for the portal room, which they end up finding. Then they build the portal using the lava in the portal room, then enter the nether. As they enter the nether, they mine up a few gold patches and then trade them with piglins, hoping to get some pearls, and after a few piglin trades, they can see that they have 15 pearls in just a little bit of time. They then go over to the fortress and spend a few minutes killing blazes in the blaze spawner until they have enough rods. Then they leave the nether and enter the end immediately since they were already in the stronghold. Then they do the strategy called one cycling and beat the game in 13 minutes and 35 seconds. This world record was really good at the time, and it still is, as if you got this world record, you'd still be second place on the leaderboards to this day. This just shows how good this world record was from the start, and it held for 4 months until Kiwi managed to beat their own world record, but by only 0.5 seconds. This world record was pretty similar to the previous world record, finding a stronghold village, getting all the essential items, and then digging into that said stronghold, where they search around until they find the portal room. Once they arrive at the portal room, they utilize the lava that was in the portal and use that to build their nether portal, entering the nether. But this time, instead of mining up gold patches in the nether and trading with piglins, they implement bastion strats instead. This allows them to get a ton of gold from the bastion remnant and have a higher chance of getting all the pearls and drops they need. After arriving at the bastion, that bastion being a treasure type, they do their trades, and within about a minute and a half they leave the bastion and head over to the fortress. Once they arrive at the fortress, they search around until they find a blaze spawner and then kill blazes for a few minutes until they have enough rods, then leave the nether and enter the end almost immediately since they were in the stronghold already. They then one-cycle the dragon and beat the game in, again, 13 minutes and 35 seconds, but this time it was 0.5 seconds faster than the previous world record. Having these two runs 0.5 seconds in time difference means that this was one of the smallest time cuts in RSG history. But yet, Kiwi wasn't very proud with this time and decided to keep on with the RSG grind. And instead of this world record being held for a super long time, like 4 months, it was only held for another month, and then Kiwi and Burb once again beat their own world record. But this time, the times weren't as close as 0.5 seconds, but it was still a micro world record, beating the world record by 3 seconds. Again with this run, they got the essential items since the village they saw at spawn was likely a stronghold village, which it was. After searching around the stronghold for a bit, they found the portal room and entered the nether, instantly finding a bridge bastion. After doing the piglin trades, they head off to the fortress, which was a bit far away, but after a few minutes they found the fortress and got all the blaze rods they need, and then travelled back to the overworld, entering the end and killing the dragon, this time in 13 minutes and 32 seconds. This speedrun was already an insane world record, and Kiwi had established themselves as a crazy speedrunner. Even if they didn't beat this world record, that wouldn't matter, since their world record was already so low. But this is Kiwi and Burb. Of course they will get another world record, but this time not by seconds, but by minutes. Let's get into the new 1.16 RSG any percent glitchless world record for Bedrock Edition in 11 minutes and 20 seconds. Kiwi spawns into the world and has a bit of a look around and spots a spruce village and decides to play this run out because his coordinates are pretty good and hopefully there might be a stronghold underneath this village. The village is a little far, so he has to travel about 45 seconds until he arrives at the village, where he loots houses, getting things like wood, food, emeralds and beds. He then sees a blacksmith and runs over to it and gets an iron pickaxe, some armor and some iron ingots. After having one more quick look around the village, he goes to a nearby farmer where he trades all the emeralds that he got from some chests for some food. He then crafts a bucket and some other essential items, and then does a strategy called Sprint Strats. Sprint Strats is a strategy made by Sprinks MC that allows you to dig straight into the stronghold every single time. If you want to learn this strategy, I made my own video about it just recently, but I do recommend you go check out Sprinks' video since he put a lot more effort into it and he goes a lot more in depth than I did. After doing the Sprint Strats, he digs straight into the stronghold and then searches around for about 2 minutes until he finds the portal room 4 minutes into the run. He then uses the lava in the end portal to build his own portal and then enters the nether at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. As Kiwi enters the nether, they immediately spot a fortress and decide to play it as a classic run, mining up any gold patches that they find. After searching around the nether wastes for a little bit, collecting a few patches of gold, they build up into the fortress and then search around for a blaze spawner. After a few seconds, they spot a blaze spawner and travel over to it, and then spend a few minutes killing blazes. In between each blaze spawn cycle, they decide to mine out the spawner and make it a little bit bigger, so the spawn rates can be a lot higher. They didn't get the best blaze rod rates, but the spawn rates were definitely making up for that, with blazes spawning almost instantly. After spending just over a minute in total at the blaze spawner, Kiwi leaves the fortress and then goes down to the nearby nether wastes. They spend a little bit searching around for gold patches and some piglins to trade with. They see some gold patches every so often and mines them up and keeps doing this until they see some piglins. Once they spot a group of piglins, they throw some gold at them and then dig them into a hole so they can do their trades. Kiwi then goes to a nearby patch of gold and mines it up so the piglins trade a little bit faster because of Bedrock Edition's fast barter mechanic, and also getting a little bit more gold with it. Once Kiwi comes back to the piglin trading hole, they're hoping that they have at least a few pearls so they don't have to wait too long for another set of pearls. They arrive and see that they have a pearl trade, but I'll let you watch the following footage so you can see how much pearls they actually got. Yep, That's right, there wasn't just one pearl trade of something like 4 to 8 pearls, there was actually 12 pearls already there waiting to be picked up. After Kiwi sees this, they pick up the trades and then rush straight back to their portal and exit the nether since they know they are on crazy pace. They exit the nether and craft their Eyes of Ender and fill in the end portal frames with those Eyes of Ender and then enter the end. Kiwi knows that they are on pace to shatter the world record and get another back-to-back world record, so they start to concentrate and rush to the center of the end island after mining up and building up to it. When Kiwi is about to arrive at the center of the end island, the dragon decides to help us out and perch as Kiwi arrives at the center. Kiwi starts to set up the one cycle as the dragon perches so they can kill the dragon super quickly. I'll let you watch the one cycle for yourself. Absolutely huge congratulations to Kiwi's Burb on this new 1.16 RSG world record for Bedrock Edition, shattering the previous world record by over a minute and shattering your own previous world record by over 2 minutes. As always, I recommend that you go check out Kiwi's Burb's channel as they have a ton of top leaderboard times and a ton of interesting speedruns that are really entertaining to watch. I'll leave the link in the description of his channel and his world record. And also, if you enjoyed my analysis enough, consider subscribing to me as well, as I'm really hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers as soon as I can, and I can't do it without your guys' help. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. I hope I see you in the next video as well. Goodbye, everyone.